Hello. I was trying to get the trigger fire thing to work. Because I have the Remember Us dialogue as a doodad, but it's not working. But the other sound ones that are like channel points do? Maybe I need to set it up to be such. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. Anyway, I wanted to get a little bit of Mareep done today. I'm not too sure how long I'm going to stream for, but hopefully like an hour or so. I do have Pokemon later today to play. So I have that to look forward to. That's at 4, so I'm probably going to finish. If I haven't finished before, I'm going to finish at 3. So I have a break to eat a snack or something. I probably will eat an egg puff. Okay, where are we at? We are ice. Not ice. What's ice? Have I healed? Oh my gosh. I have, right? Yeah. Hello. So yeah, I wanted to go ahead and get this a little bit done here, and then play some Pokemon TCG this afternoon, and then after Pokemon, I'm going to work on the dinosaur dragon. Sorry, dragon. It's a dragon. I'm gonna work on the dragon, and then yeah. It's feeling like it's never ending. It's kind of the mode that I'm at. Is it feels like it's never ending. It's kind of driving me crazy a little bit. I keep hitting the mic. Sorry. Yeah, it feels like it's never ending, and like it's fine if I just sit down and do it and work on it, then it's fine. But I would rather honestly just work on like seagulls. I kind of am tempted to stream a little bit this afternoon, doing some Star Rail stuff, but I'm really just like I'm doing backlog stuff, so I'm just clicking through the backlog of hello. I'm really just working through the backlog of some events and stuff. I don't really want to do story today because then I want to pay attention to it. I'd rather get some crochet stuff done because I haven't done a bit of crochet. I was going to do some crochet yesterday and then I ended up... Did I crochet yesterday or did I just sew? I think I might have just sewed the... I've never fought a lot bunny before. It's normal. Right? It's normal type. How dare... But I went ahead and I finished sewing all the orange spikes along the body, and that took like an hour. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't enjoy that. And I had to do all the toe beans and stuff too. So like, part of me is tempted just to put the, put him on ice for a little bit while I do something else. But I have all the stuff near me, so what I'm thinking of doing is, yes, I'll put him on ice, but what I will do is I will make up all the toe beans, and I will make up the wing has 2 green sections, and then it's got the lighter mossy green is another section. So why are you at the top? Go away. Hello. Oh, okay. Hello. Oh, you don't fight me. I didn't know there was a cop over here. Oh, am I in town already? No, okay. I was like, wait, am I in town already? There's houses here. But yeah, I was thinking of just like mixing it up a little bit. We're just working through the backlog stuff. I did finish the monster catching. It was funny, I ended up Googling it for some answers and stuff. And people on Reddit are calling it a Pokemon game. The Aetherium Wars, I think is what they're called. I finished that up. I finished up the one that was the boxing match one in space. They're all in space, but you know what I mean, the boxing match one with Luca. I finished that up. That was nice because it ended up basically being like a character chapter for him. So that was nice to get that done. Am I level 60 now? I think I am. I am. I want to use, since I leveled. I still can't use it. Are vitamins like hard limited or something? I don't understand. Hi, child. So, but anyway, that's my plan is we'll do this for a little bit. I'll take a break, maybe before I go to Pokemon, and I'll crochet a little bit. But I want to make the toe beans. I want to make the wing bits. And then I might just like stick them in a bag, and then I'll work on seagulls. Because I want to make 3 seagulls, and then I have a pelican that I want to work on. So I'm gonna grab the pelican because I own that pattern. I just don't own the dragon pattern. That's part of the headache with this. I want to get it done this week though. Child's having a tantrum. What are these? Big Pokemon wanted. Okay. Hello. But yeah. So I do want to get them done this week, but I feel like I just need to like take a day and not mess with it. I did mention the other day, last night I think, about how I feel like I need to do something that allows me to tell time while doing the stream. And so honestly, I think I'll just put on either Addams Family episodes or Frasier episodes. Because like I have Frasier through Amazon Prime, so I can watch any episodes randomly. But there are episodes on demand on Pluto, and that's where I watch Music Changed. That's where I watch the Addams Family's on Pluto. I was gonna get up this morning and go and get a donut, but I ended up getting a mousse yesterday, and so I still had like half or a third of the mousse left, so I went ahead and ate that. Instead of a donut, I might get a donut tomorrow or Thursday, depends on how I feel. So tomorrow I'm gonna go into Seattle, but I'm not gonna spend all day there. It's gonna be like, we're not gonna go quite to Seattle, so we're only gonna be there for a little bit, which means I'll still have part of the day to sit and crochet, so that's the hope. Oh my god, I got a scare in the mail yesterday. I checked my mail and there was a letter in there being like, hi, here's a medical bill for you for $700 from 2 years ago. And I'm like, excuse me, what? What do you mean, a medical bill from 2 years ago? 2 years ago, I was fully under insurance and I had zero out-of-pocket costs for the insurance that I had at the time. And I'm like, no. I'm like, oh yeah, there's this bill for radiology. I'm like, no. And so I called the customer service, and thankfully the guy was able to figure out, and he agrees with me that no, my insurance should pay for it. It should not be me. So he's kicking it back to the insurance with notes and stuff, and we're gonna figure that out. It might be a little bit for the insurance to answer and stuff, but like, he agrees I should not be the one paying for it. It should be the insurance paying for it, according to like all the flags on my account. So bleh. And it was something weird where like the insurance didn't. Why is your Magikarp level 39? That should be a Gyarados now, sir. What have you done to stunt this carp's growth? Anyway. We went ahead and took care of that, but it was interesting because that little bit of stress was enough to make me be like, I suddenly want sugar. I want sugar. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get a donut. And when I went up to get the donut, they didn't have, so they had donuts, but all the ones that they had left are like, so I only buy old-fashioned donuts. I do not like cake donuts and regular donuts and other pastries and stuff. I specifically want, we haven't fought a Feebas, wow, this whole time. I specifically want old-fashioned donuts, and I will eat them frosted, but I don't like them frosted. I actually like them plain because I feel like whatever the dough mix is for old-fashioned donuts is actually like a mild sweetness. Like it has a soft sweetness to it that I really enjoy. So that's what I wanted to get, and they didn't have any. They have like dark chocolate covered ones, and then they had like peanut butter or whatever covered ones, or some kind of caramel thing. It looks like peanut butter because it's like that peanut butter color, so I just assumed that it's peanut butter. And I asked, and the staff said, I asked two different staff, and they said that if you want that unfrosted, come in at like 9 or 10 in the morning before the bakery staff go home for the day, and I can ask them. They will either be out already unfrosted, or they can make me some that will be unfrosted. And so I was gonna go this morning. So my cat and I did wake up at like 8 o'clock this morning, but we decided to cuddle a little bit. He really wanted me to get up because he wanted food, but we decided to cuddle a little bit. And then when I did get up, I went ahead and I got some stuff done around the house. So like I trimmed a couple of plants. There's this, I don't know what the hell it's called, but there's this plant outside that grows from like this little tiny shrub into this gigantic shrub of like 10 feet, 14 feet big. Like it is 14 feet wide, not just like 14 feet tall. Like it is massive. So I went ahead and I'm doing a science experiment. So I bought a whole bunch of plastic 3-inch like succulent containers for starters, basically. And I bought a whole bunch of them. There was a pack of like 25 or whatever off Amazon for like $5. They were dirt cheap. It was awesome. They come with little trays too. It's awesome. And they're really cute because they're white. So they're like nothing against them. So I went ahead and bought those. And so yesterday I replanted 2 bonsai, and one of them was 2 plants in a single pot. I forgot that I had done that to a degree, but one had like grown too big and like it didn't want to plant properly, so I split that one in half. So one side of it needs to regrow roots, the other 2 don't. And so I went ahead and got that all taken care of. But that ended up with like I had the one that I repotted, and then I had like the baby starts from just trimming a couple of others. So I've got like 5 starts going. So there's no room for them on my kitchen counter. So I found room next door. And so that's like PTSD from when Helios was like level 7. Or 12 or whatever it was before Rourke. But Eos listens to me. It's magical. But yeah, so I have all that going. So the bush, I don't know if the plant grows like this. I kind of assume it might. So I cut off a couple of branches that were in my way. But I cut off one that was in my way, or 2 little like new growth. They don't have wood on them. They're still just like green stalks. They don't have the wood part to them yet. So I cut off the new growth and I put water and then soil into 2 more starter pots and put them in there. I don't know if they'll live. I've never tried, but if it does, that'd be nice because that's a pretty cool looking plant. And it gets really big, and I think it'd be cool if I could keep it as like a bonsai, because it's really like its leaves are this brilliant, how do I say this? They're not puke green. They're like, what if the color is puce or something? It's like greeny, yellowy color. I don't know how to explain it, but it's very nice looking. So, but I went ahead and planted those, and again, if they grow, that would be awesome. I don't know if they will. Seeing Feebas reminds me that on my completing the Pokedex in this game, I have a Feebas to evolve into my low-tech. Thunder is never that accurate in boss battles, but against a random little fish. Heck yeah. Gastrodon! Oh, it's the pink one. I don't mind the pink one, it's just not top. Oh, right. Oh no. I haven't saved. Okay. This might be okay. Let me just heal really quick, because if this thing knows like earth power. Okay, does it just know ancient power and doesn't know earth power? I know this because I have a Gastrodon. Calvin was my main dude. Okay. Fudge! Let's do all those battles over again. No, I don't care about updating. Why is it every time I play this game we have to update the system? gracious! Why? Why is that a prompt? Hi, would you like to update? No, I'd like to start the software. That's what I clicked, was start the software. Oh, gosh. Oh, goodness. Okay, I had a timer going. Is that still going? It is! I updated my phone while we were doing this earlier. When we started stream, I was updating my phone. And I set a timer for 3 o'clock, specifically. Or like 2:30, somewhere in there. I can't believe that. We have to do all those battles over again, guys. I was gonna say, if the Gastrodon knows Earthquake or Earth Power or whatever, we are dead. And sure enough, hi. We have to do them all over again. Okay. See, he gets like a cool hair color. I can't change my hair color. I'm of the opinion that if you show the NPCs with all these fantastical hair colors, I should be able to have that kind of hair color myself. Like this game, okay, kind of makes sense. Like it's just changing your outfit. That's fine. However, Scarlet Violet, I want to be able to change my hair colors. Like that I should be able to do that. Period. Okay, so I do have, let's see. So I do have a question for you guys. Idle thoughts, you know. It's a Zelda question. So the question is first requiring you to believe in the Zelda timeline. If you don't believe in the Zelda timeline, then go ahead and skedaddle. I don't care about your input because you're not going to be helpful. The question is, where or what are the Hebra Mountains or Hebra Mountains? And I was thinking about this because I remember playing Breath of the Wild and running into them. And I remember playing Echoes of Wisdom the other day and running into them. But the location between Echoes of Wisdom and Breath of the Wild is swapped on the map from one's on the right to being on the left. And I'm like, huh? What do you mean? So I was thinking about this. My little, hamster wheel in my brain started turning. So my thought was, okay, what is the earliest part in the timeline that we can identify are the Hebra Mountains? And I was thinking about, okay, so let's go to the first part of the timeline. That'd be Skyward Sword. And Skyward Sword does have you go to the Eldin province, and there are mountains. It's an active volcano. You're in the northern section of the area, and there's no real dedicated like Temple of Time, Master Sword type stuff. So the landmarks that we need to think of would be landmarks like Death Mountain, and if applicable, the Master Sword being inside its pedestal in the Temple of Time from Ocarina of Time. So, and then kind of Lake Hylia, give or take. But Lake Hylia and the river system, I can accept that changes. Death Mountain's location changes, we'll get into. So, but if we're talking about just Skyward Sword, we go to Eldin Province, we go into what would be basically Death Mountain, and at this point, the mountain range of Death Mountain, around Death Mountain and stuff, is extremely active. There's a lot of lava on the surface that we can interact with. There's caves, there's a lot of it's just everywhere. By the time we get to Ocarina of Time, It's not nearly as active. So the most games that I've played that I can remember their maps very clearly would be Skyward Sword, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Echoes of Wisdom, and then Breath of the Wild. Because, like, I played Oracles of Ages and Seasons, but I don't remember their map layout. And I don't think I finished either. I think I played a fair bit of Seasons and then less of Ages. And I don't really remember the games too much, so that's on my backlog to play. But anyway, I just don't remember their map layout a whole lot. Oh wait, are you the Gastrodon? Oh no, I didn't save. This might be the Gastrodon. Darn it. So anyway, in my thought process, okay, you look at the Death Mountain, right? Because there's Gorons that live on this mountain range. It is extremely active. There's magma everywhere. And there's various mountains that you can see. So it's basically the Death Mountain in Skyward Sword's era. And then we fast forward, 1,000 years or 2,000 years, whatever time jump they want to do, all the way until Ocarina of Time. So at this point, Ocarina of Time has the Gastrodon, darn it. I should have set up against, hello? Can I not sort? I can't sort from this section. That's weird. So Ocarina of Time, Death Mountain is in the upper right, or the eastern side of the map, the northeastern side of the map. And then Zora's Domain is just south of it, but also on the eastern side of the map. And then the Master Sword is in the Temple of Time in the northern central part of the map. It's not as far north as Death Mountain. That's fine. I don't really care about where Kakariko Village is located because that's going to change anyways. I should heal. That's going to change anyways because Kakariko Village has changed locations throughout the series all the time. So we have mountains around Death Mountain, and then Zora's Domain is basically in the same quadrant in Ocarina of Time. So the reason I'm bringing that up is because Hebra Mountains are snowy. Fudge. Are snowy and cold. So because they're snowy and cold, and Death Mountain at this time, right, assuming it's the Elden province from Skyward Sword, this Death Mountain is not nearly as active as it was. Ouch. Oh my god, I survived. I don't know how I survived. Eos toughed it out, good lord. I don't know if I can survive this Gastrodon. Because that's 2 stacks of defense. So, but we look at it, and I don't know if I can survive this guy. So we look at it, and we can see that this Death Mountain is not very active. It's inactive enough that, like, it's not actively erupting. Any eruption that is caused in the adult timeline is from chaos that Ganon has done, basically. And so we look at Zora's Domain, which is just southeast of Death Mountain in Ocarina of Time. And yes, it's water, but it also has ice sections. And we can see that as we get to the adult section of the time, Zora's Domain becomes frozen over. Now, it likely becomes frozen over due to Ganon's shenanigans, right? Or Ganondorf's shenanigans. That's totally fine. That's just gonna kill me no matter what I do. Due to Ganondorf's shenanigans. However, when we're a child, we can see that that place is frozen to a degree because you go up behind Lord Jabba Jabu, and you can see that there's a mountain range in the back area. That's the back section. Oh god. That's the back section of the whole area. And what we end up seeing is that there is ice, because there's the ice cave where you get the iron boots is in the back there. And you can see that, which means that that ice cave probably does exist in the child section, not just in the adult section of the game. In fact, I'm sure if you could like jump out of bounds or something, you could get over there and see that. So, okay, we now have precedent for mountains, active volcanoes, and a snowy region being within each other within Ocarina of Time. Oh, okay. That's irritating. So now we know who has the Gastrodon. Oh, do I have to pass him to get to the town? I think I might. So, but we go from Ocarina of Time to the adult timeline with Wind Waker. And there's not much to look at because Hyrule is covered in an ocean. However, we can see that the mountain range that would be Death Mountain, because there are Gorons in Wind Waker in the Great Sea, is Death Mountain. And there's Rito live on the current active volcano. Now, I don't believe it's called Death Mountain. I believe it's just called the Dragon Roost area. But we can infer that the active volcano is probably Death Mountain. We don't have to be sure of that because it does not seem that Death Mountain is the largest in the mountain range. It's likely that it is. And then once you go a little bit farther south, we get to Fire and Ice Islands. Now, I don't immediately recall the exact locations of Fire and Ice Island. I have a vague memory that Fire Island is farther north and thus closer to Dragon Roost, aka Death Mountain, or the Death Mountain range. And then Ice Island, if I recall, is farther south, which would be akin to where Zora's domain is located. Now, the iffy thing that we have to consider is, has the map been rotated 20 or 15 or whatever degrees counterclockwise? Because the location of the Master Sword seems to still be like the pedestal in the Temple of Time, but now the Hyrule Palace, if I recall correctly, has been built up around it, which is a little bit odd, right? It's a little bit odd to have the palaces now built into the Temple of Time. This is acceptable of an idea because when you look at the location of the Temple of Time to Ocarina of Time's palace, they are not physically too far apart, right? The moat is still in the way. There's still probably like a mile or two of distance. So like moving the palace to be on top of that is, I can accept that. I can see that, right? I can totally see that. So, but we look at the, that's rude. But so we look at Wind Waker's idea, and it's like, okay, well, we have the active volcano in the north, still on the east side, and then we have the ice section is also on the east side, if I remember this correctly. So like that's not too bad, right? Give or take, right? Is there a Pokemon Center, or do I have to walk all the way back to Pokemon Center? But so we think of that and we're like, okay, I got it. It's totally fine. I need to heal. It's so weird that I couldn't sort during battle. Okay, let me go to a Pokemon Center because I don't think the cafe heals you. So, but you think about now the child's timeline is, I went the wrong way. The child timeline is Twilight Princess. And so in Twilight Princess, we have Death Mountain is in the northeastern or right side of the map ignore the Wii map. We don't care about the Wii map. We care about the GameCube map because that was the first release of the game. Is the correct version because Link is left-handed. Cough, cough. Yes, I'm biased. Anyway, Death Mountain is in the upper east, northeastern section of the map. That's totally fine. And then Zora's Domain, oddly enough, is just left of it, because now Zora's Domain is the farthest north section. However, they are both within a mountain range. And so within this exact scenario, you get Death Mountain, kind of active, right? It's throwing out big boulders and stuff, and a Goron and things like that, right? It's it's doing stuff. But then you also get access to oh, gross. Sorry. But so then you also get access to the mountain range that you can see for Death Mountain and Zora's Domain. And Zora's Domain, Source of Water of Hyrule, changing locations, I can work with that to a degree. The interesting thing here, though, is Zora's Domain to the western side of it, right, you move left, leads to the frozen tundra that takes you to the snowy mansion that likely was a Hyrule Knight training academy that the Ocarina of Time, Hero of Time, went ahead and did. So, like, we have a bit of context here, right? We can see this. So, but then you have the frozen section in this mountains area that has no real name, that is in the north section of the map, arguably the northwestern section of the map. And then Death Mountain is the active mountain range in the northeastern section of the map. So is the Death Mountain just the title of the active volcano? And then the Hebra mountain range is the title of the mountain range that happens to include Death Mountain. Because, like, you have a single mountain that's volcanic and everything around it's not snowy. And then you have the, I'm confused. That's rude. And then you have the snowy region. Okay, so this is good because now we go to the quote-unquote end of the timeline with Breath of the Wild. So Breath of the Wild has the Hebra mountain range in the same quadrant as Twilight Princess has the snowy mountains for the mansion. It is in the northern left side of the map is the Hebra mountain range from what I recall. I might be remembering wrong, but that's what I recall. Now, we know from playing multiple games that Hyrule is a sovereign kingdom, and that the kingdom's borders shrink and grow depending on how it's needed. So when you look at Hyrule and Ocarina of Time, they do not necessarily have much of any involvement with the Gerudo Desert, and they don't even go very far south. They don't even go very far east or anything, because just past the Lost Woods in other sections of maps would be a great ocean, and we don't have access to seeing any of that. So that's interesting. But then you also look at the south, past Lake Hylia in Ocarina of Time, and that could eventually be an ocean range, and we don't have access to that. And I'm saying ocean ranges and stuff because if you look at Breath of the Wild, you have access to... I'm going to go this way, because that's a bad sailor. You have access to a coastline and an ocean, and that's the same thing you have access to whenever you go to Echoes of Wisdom. Here, little girl. So, okay, Breath of the Wild has the snowy mountainous region in the northwestern quadrant of the map, and then the active volcanoes and Death Mountain are in the northeastern section of the map. Okay, that lines up with what we ran into in Twilight Princess. So this is consistent. And then we get to Breath of the Wild. From Twilight Princess Breath of the Wild, we look at the south section, and Lake Hylia is more or less in the correct location, give or take. However, between Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess, and then Breath of the Wild, we have a weird inconsistency in terms of the location of the Deku Tree and the in terms of the Deku Tree and the Master Sword. So the Master Sword in Ocarina of Time has been placed into its pedestal in the child timeline. So in Twilight Princess, the palace location has changed. The palace location has moved much farther north. The map arguably has been rotated a little bit. But the Temple of Time, the exact same Temple of Time that is housing the Master Sword from Ocarina of Time to Twilight Princess, the exact same building, is nowhere near the palace. It is now in the very far south, in a region that arguably is not part of Hyrule as a kingdom. It's on the outskirts of it, if anything. So that's a little bit frustrating in terms of like, okay, it is in a forest, so like the Lost Woods grew up around it, but then you get to Breath of the Wild and the Master Sword is not in the Temple of Time, is not near the palace, and it's in a forest, but it's directly in front of the Great Deku Tree in a completely different area. So like I don't know. I will say that I do wonder if perhaps the sword did not start there. So I don't super believe that the Hyrule Warriors games are canon. However, I will say that in Breath of the Wild, in the flashbacks, Link already has the Master Sword, and we don't see where he gets it. He just has it by the time that he is in service to Zelda. So we can kind of assume that the Master Sword might, in Breath of the Wild's timeline, did not originate in being located at the pedestal in front of the Great Deku Tree, and that sword was returned to that location when Calamity Ganon struck and Link almost died at the precursor events to Breath of the Wild. So I'm personally not gonna be super hung up on the location of the Master Sword in this specific instance. That's not super important to me. However, back to the question of what is the Hebra mountain range, or where did it come from? It does seem to be like it's the northern border. So we get to my problem in this question. We've been consistent in our locations until we get to Echoes of Wisdom. My impression of Echoes of Wisdom, based on the appearance of the Great Fairies and the Fairies, and based on the appearance of, I did not mean to use thunder on a fish, based on the appearance of Ganon, not Ganondorf, but Ganon, the pig version of Ganon with a magic staff, and the costuming of Zelda, and then the costuming of Link with his hat, is I'm assuming that Echoes of Wisdom is within the Downfall timeline. So we've entered the third timeline. We have River Zora, we have Ocean Zora, so that's also a difference that does not exist in the child and adult timelines, that River Zora and Ocean Zora distinctly only exist within the Downfall timeline. One usually is evil. So there's that's another credence. This is the Downfall timeline. So we look at the map of Echoes of Wisdom in comparison to all the other maps of Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker to a degree, and then looking at the Breath of the Wild map. Okay, in the northern section of the map, we have a mountain range in the entire northern section. Okay, fine. I accept this. The active volcano with magma is very, very active because there's magma everywhere. And it's on the west side. It's on the left side of the map suddenly. And then the Hebra mountain range, the snowy mountains, are on the right side of the map. They have switched locations. Why? So I can get behind Lake Hylia switching locations because rivers change their pathing throughout thousands of years. Like, let's assume that there's been 10,000 years from Skyward Sword to now. Let's just assume, right? So I can assume that perhaps Lake Hylia is not the source of all water, it is just the largest lake, or it's the main lake that feeds the people for water, for farming or whatever, right? So I can accept that Lake Hylia and the rivers leading to it changed location. I cannot accept that the quote-unquote source of all the water, Zora's Domain, changes location. That's a little bit weirder, but assuming that, like, not everything is to equal scale, or the map gets rotated here and there to a degree, okay, that's fine. I can kind of accept that. But now we have a very interesting instance where Death Mountain is no longer on the eastern side of the map. It is now on the far western side of the map. And again, like, I can accept the palace changing locations and things like that. But now, between Breath of the Wild and Echoes of Wisdom, in the northern section, north, not northwest or northeast, but in the northern section, there is a mysterious forest that you can get lost in. And in Breath of the Wild, that leads to the Deku Tree that has the Master Sword inside of it. I haven't gotten to that section story-wise in Echoes of Wisdom just yet, but I'm assuming that it's going to be the exact same thing as it is in Breath of the Wild. It's going to be the Deku Tree, Lost Woods forest, and it's going to have something equivalent to the Master Sword inside of it for Zelda to use. That's not a big thing. I don't really care. My biggest question is that, like, what is going on with these mountains? Is Death Mountain just the title of the current active volcano? And the Gorons don't like snow, right? So they're going, well, no, they don't really like snow. So the Gorons are going to move their Goron city very easily, right? Because they eat rock, right? They're going to move their Goron city to wherever the active volcano is. So is the active volcano, is the entire mountain range volcanic? And whatever is the section that is active is just the section that's under, like, a current hotspot, like Hawaii? Is that what we're looking at? Or are we looking at a mountain range that's, I don't know, kind of like the Cascade or the Rocky Mountain range, where Rainier is a volcanic, but it's not active, right? Baker, Adams, those mountains are volcanic, but they are not active volcanoes. They have snow actively on them because of their altitude. But then you get St. Helens, and that volcano is active in the sense that it is growing. It's not active in the sense of, like, Hawaii's volcano, where it is constantly spewing out lava and magma and stuff like that, right? So I don't know. I'm wondering if Death Mountain is not the name of the mountain range, but it's the name of the only active volcano. Because, like, when we're looking at it in Skyward Sword, I don't believe that mountain is called Death Mountain. I don't think it's called, like, Elden. I think it's just part of, like, the Elden province in general. So that's just, that is my confusion. And then again, you have the Hebra mountain range. So, like, I think my biggest question then is, like, I would need to see more maps from the Downfall timeline that take place in Hyrule, right? So, like, not Link's Awakening, which takes place in a dream. I would need to see actual maps of Hyrule, because, like, I want answers. I want answers to this question. It feels like the Hebra mountain range is a newly conquered section of Hyrule, and so they have named it Hebra. But it feels also like it is the mountain range that houses the Death Mountain, and Death Mountain is just the title of the active volcano, not the mountain itself. So like Mount Rainier is always going to be Mount Rainier. Mount St. Helens is always going to be Mount St. Helens. We are not going to switch their names. We're not going to call Rainier St. Helens because it suddenly becomes active, right? Like it's just not going to happen. So yeah, why? I think my biggest question is going from Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild, where Death Mountain is always on the eastern side, and Hebra, or the icy region, is on the western side. The only evidence that we seem to have for a snowy region being potentially on the right is with Zora's Domain in Twilight Princess and within Ocarina of Time, with the icy regions next to Zora's Domain, right? So that does make sense. But then we get to Echoes of Wisdom, and they turn us on our heads and are like, no, here's the active volcano of Death Mountain is now going to be the farthest left west thing on the map. I thought about this the other day, and talking about it aloud, I think I've come to basically the same conclusion, is that the entire northern mountain range is just called Hebra Mountains. And that the Hebra Mountains happen to include Death Mountain. Oh, I wanted to do a setup, darn it. So that's just my assumption. I'm curious what your thoughts are on it. Hi, DJ. I saw you sneak in here. What do you think? I mean, like, it's not a big thing, but it's an interesting thing of, like, why did Hebra and Death Mountain why did the Snow Mountain and the Fire Mountain switch sides from left to right? And you cannot say that, like, the map flips, because the Southern Ocean and Eastern Ocean are still located on the southeast and east sides in Echoes of Wisdom. So just the active volcano switches from right to left, or sorry, left to right. No, that's right to left. So DJ, we are fighting we need to defeat this sailor to get to the next gym. And he has a Gastrodon, and I don't know how to walk around him. And the Gastrodon can kill me. Calvin's cousin can kill me. If it does earth power, it will kill me. So we have a bit of a problem. We have a little bit of a problem. Yes, and you get to play the old version of Wind Waker. I know that people are like against that, the old version of Wind Waker, because the Wii U HD version gave all these like quality of life things. But like, I don't know, maybe because I've only played the OG version of Wind Waker, I don't believe that any of those are really needed. The only thing that I would see would be like the Picto, the camera feature. Okay, so that's 3 stacks of defense. I don't think I have any special defense items, do I? I don't, but I do have speed. So let's go ahead and do special attack. Let's do 3 special attacks, because that will increase our damage against the Gastrodon. That's 1. Two. Because you cannot stack higher than 3 in this game. You can only do the 3. But basically, if the Gastrodon uses... So Gastrodon has Ancient Power, Earth Power, and Recover. We've seen those 3 moves. Ancient Power doesn't hurt me a whole lot. It does hurt me, but not a whole lot. Yes, so the HD version of Wind Waker gives you a camera to take photos for the trophy area. Oh, let me do speeds. Gives you a camera to take pictures for the trophy area. And in OG Wind Waker, you can only take 3 pictures at a time. And you do not know if they are good enough pictures to get the trophies made out of them. This is completely optional. But you do not have a flag that tells you if they're good or not to get a trophy out of them. In the HD version, you can take like 100 pictures and they will have an icon on them telling you that this is a photo that will get you a trophy. It's called the Trophy Gallery, and you can get a little miniature figurine for every single character, monster, and boss. And you get the camera earlier in HD, if I recall correctly. The second thing that I'm aware that HD has is after a while, oh thank god I did a lot of damage. After a while you gain, oh thank god. I'm just gonna try and kill it. After a while you gain, so you start your ship and you start sailing. After a while you gain access to a sail that makes your speed, your navigation sailing speed, 2 times faster. Okay. So most people only really think of the HD as like, I can sail faster because sailing across the ocean is so slow. I have never found it slow. I don't know what they're talking about. But I've never played with the faster sail. I've never felt like I needed to sail faster. So I don't know what they're talking about. But yeah, those are the 2 things that I can think of. I feel like there's something else that's different. Like there's, so just like Twilight Princess, Wind Waker has a 100 level cavern pit that you go in. And the cavern pit that you go into gives different rewards, I know, between Japanese and English, but I don't know if there's a difference between HD and not. Oh my god, that was so scary. I had to really level up against that guy. Okay, let me go. Why am I walking? I can just fly. Yeah, the only differences that I know are the trophy camera and the sail. Those are the only differences that I know. Oh, and that conversation that you walked in on, DJ, the Hebra Mountains Zelda conversation, that I'm going to isolate by itself as a video for YouTube later. So if you want to hear the whole debate, I guess, that will be on YouTube later. Yes, okay, so there are... so the Triforce thing has changed. Again, I never had a problem with it. So in OG, you go around and you get, I think it's like 12 Triforce charts. And you talk to Tingle, and they're written in an ancient language that only Tingle can identify. So this is where the money sink comes into. You have to pay Tingle like 200 or 300 rupees each time you want these charts identified into modern Hylian so that you can read them and find the Triforce pieces. So you have to first find the charts, get them translated by Tingle, step 2, and then step 3 is follow the charts to where the Triforce is, because this is the adult timeline, and in the adult timeline, when Link left the adult timeline, the Triforce of Courage shattered because he returned to his Zelda sent him back to his childhood so that he could grow up as a proper child. And the act of her doing that caused the Triforce of Courage to shatter, because now it existed in like weird locations, not whatever, right? In the HD version, apparently the biggest complaint was that the Triforce thing was long and boring, and we didn't like it. So there's basically no charts. All the charts are gone. Instead of charts, you open a treasure chest and it just has the Triforce piece inside of it. So the Triforce hunt for the pieces of the Triforce, which encourage you to explore the ocean, because the game is based around exploration, just like Breath of the Wild, has been nerfed greatly. What did that guy say? I wasn't paying attention. Has been entirely nerfed. So I have no joy or love for it. Am I going the right way? I don't remember how to get to the gym. Where is the gym? Aha! So just the fact that the Triforce was changed just the fact that the Triforce hunt was changed from OG to HD is why I do not want to buy the HD version. Walk forward to climb is a new feature. Why is she talking about Johto? What the heck is going on with her? Walk to climb. Oh, instead of like pressing A to climb onto a thing? I don't know. Hello? But yeah, I specifically do not want to buy that version of the game because of that stuff. Where is he? Or she? He said I need to fight the gym leader and make them have like a battle worth doing. What am I looking for? Find the gym leader of Sunny Shore. That doesn't... Hi, talk to me. Is he in the power plant? You have funny hair. If I find you to be weak, I'm going to challenge the Pokemon League. I'm all done with renovating the gym, so I don't need to be here. As the toughest gym leader in Sinnoh, I don't know. Quagsire was kind of tough. How the hell was he renovating when there was a power outage this entire time? I have questions about the lore of this very tiny game. Wait, I think I need to step into the Pokemon Center, so if I die, I go there. If I need to fly here, let me just hop in and out. I have questions. Okay. What time is it? 1? Okay. Not that way, this way. Is his name Bryce? Why am I thinking his name is Bryce? Who is Where's Flint? Is Flint a Pokemon League person? Why is he talking to me like he knows me? Okay. Volkner. Wait, hold on. Jeff hasn't been here! Jeff's name is not on the plaque! He hasn't been here! Oh wait, I think I see. Supposed to do this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there we go. Ah! Can I avoid if I like walk up and then far right and then up again? Hachirisu! Oh, this is an electric gym. That's what they were talking about. He uses electricity. I did not buy X defenses. Do I have any? Hold on. I don't have X speeds, but I do have some X defenses. Okay. Alright, bye. Oh no! Well, on the bright side, I'm not type weak against electrics. So that's good. That's a good thing. Oh, yummy. Oh, I thought I said attack. I'm just standing here. Oh no! Why do you have dig, you stupid little rat? Is it a rat? I don't know. Do these only go 180? No. Okay. Hello. Oh, that's cool. He had like rocker music during his intro. Oh, see me. Oh my god, I did laundry and I didn't wash my little blanket. I wanted to do that. Every other Luxio in this whole friggin' game has Intimidate. I happened to catch the one and only that did not have Intimidate. I will never get over that. Every single Luxio that you run into, Shinx, Luxio, Luxray, every single one that you run into has Intimidate. Mine was the only one that didn't have Intimidate in the whole friggin' game. Poor Tyler. It's so irritating. I will never get over that. Every time I run into one of these and it does Intimidate, I'm like, oh! Huh? Well then... How does that work? Oh, wait, no. Oh, wait, I see. I can go this way. Haha. Save. Hello. You know, I'm not a fan of the gym challenges where it's a maze plus battles. I like the ones where you can get outside of battling his minions if you want to. Like, if you figure it out, you can get outside of battling the minions. I like that better than the ones where, like, all the minion battles are mandatory. I don't want to fight them. I don't care. Okay, this is an electric gym. Why is there Mr. Mime here? You're psychic. Get out. That's rude. Oh, I should heal. Do you just have the one Pokemon? You just have the one Pokemon. No, I don't want to run. Oh, that's... Yeah. That's it. Well, Maya saved. It's fine. Hello? Start. Alrighty. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this gym. I'm feeling kind of hungry. Because I didn't really have lunch. I had breakfast and then I had what was left of a moose, but I didn't really have anything else to eat. Let's just do a discharge. Who did I have that had Dazzling Gleam? I had someone that had Dazzling Gleam. Hey, I said close. Are you excited for the Switch 2, DJ? Are you getting one on launch or are you waiting? Did you know Gaming on YouTube did a video that was talking about the price hike of not just the console but of the games might actually hurt Nintendo? It's being shipped the 5th. Oh, that's awesome. I'm not against buying the console. I'm against buying any console when I feel like there's not enough games on there to merit me buying it. Yeah, so I don't know if you watched the video, but they were talking about how, like, Nintendo, from the GameCube to the Famicom, the Nintendo NES Entertainment System to the Switch and even the Wii to a degree, Nintendo has always been best when they were not trying to be a premium, hardcore, best hardware console. Nintendo has always been best when they are like they're creative, they're innovative. So like GameCube was the more powerful console. It still got whooped by PlayStation 2. And then you go to Wii and DS become creative because they're innovative, they're creative. And so Nintendo has always been best when it's creative and innovative. And then, yeah. Got it. Save. Only has 2 titles, yeah. What if that child spins? Yeah, they only have 2 titles, and then everything else is like Switch adjustments. They did talk about how, Did You Know Gaming talked about how the current, I think, CEO, president of Nintendo, is basically, oh my god, the Pikachu has a heart tail, and the little girl has a heart tail on her costume. They match. It's adorable. They did talk about how one of the things is... Get out of here, rat. About how the CEO is a businessman, he's not a gamer, and so yes, it is his job to gain money for the company, but it's they're worried that the bean counter, you know, businessman, banker type person, is looking at it for short-term goals and not long-term goals. And Did You Know Gaming made a comment that, like, they're worried that Nintendo sells itself on nostalgia, and they're going to be losing a whole bunch of a children's generation. So by making the Switch 2 so expensive, parents are not going to buy the Switch 2 for Christmas this year for their kids. And so long term into the future, they're going to be losing a bunch of kids because they won't have nostalgia. The tech demo being charged for is the stupidest thing ever. It's not even that good of a tech demo. Astrobot is a fantastic tech demo. And I would pay for Astrobot if I could play on the PlayStation 4 without VR. I would 100% play Astrobot if I could play it, because it looks so fun. And Astrobot is just a friggin' tech demo. The fact that they're charging for it is so stupid. How many Pokemon do you have? Oh, it's the last one. Okay. Aw, you're so cute. You can't hurt me. Your quick attack would do more damage, darling. But, so my reasoning for not buying a PlayStation 5 is every game that I would purchase for a PlayStation 5, I can buy on the PlayStation 4 or I can buy on Steam, and my computer can run them. My gaming tower can run them, so I don't see the point. Okay, save. And then for the Nintendo... Why are there stairs? Oh, because the thingy... Okay, the thingy moves. Okay. Is there no way to... Oh, wait. I think I see it. Hold on. Haha! Okay, there we go. Save. So... You and I have had this conversation before about buying games at full price. And I think I can count on one hand the games that I have bought at full price in the last 5 years. The last 10 years. And that would be Kingdom Hearts 3, Lies of P, Tales of Arise, Star Ocean, Integrity and Faithlessness, And then the rest are Nintendo titles. Breath of the Wild, Animal Crossing New Horizons. That's 7. The Mario Party game that I have. The Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Scarlet Violet. And then BDSP. So 11 games. Most of them are Nintendo games. And I did not need to use that on a Raichu. I do not need to buy games at full price. I don't know the last time I played Mario Kart. I don't know the last time I played Mario Party. Because I bought the Mario Party, and basically as soon as I did, 2 months later, they released another Mario Party that everyone bought instead. So I'm back to playing a game by myself. And because it's a physical copy, I can't even get rid of it. I can't resell it for any of that money back. Even like $10, I can't resell it for any of that money back. So it's literally just digital dust on my shelf. Do you move? No, you're not gonna move. Okay. Walk to me, sir. But like, all the other games that I've bought have been on sale. And they've been like $22, $25, $18, $15, $12, $11, $7. Like, I have bought a lot of games on sale. Because I know they're a good value. I specifically buy games that are a good value when they're on sale. And I sit and wait for sales. And like, okay, I bought Mario Party, and I bought Mario Kart, and I bought Scarlet Violet. Haven't played them. I bought Tears of the Kingdom, haven't played it yet. Bought Tales of Rise, haven't played it yet. So I have played Mario Kart, and I have played Mario Party. And they're not bad, but they definitely are not... They're not fun. They're not my jive, right? Like, they're not super fun to play. I don't go reaching for them where it's like, oh, I want a game to play. No, they're not what I reach for. So... that's frustrating. That there's just... The Nintendo titled games are not the games that I reach for. Echoes of Wisdom, I knew I would like it. I'm sure I will like Tales of, not Tales. I'm sure I will like Tears of the Kingdom. And I know that I like Breath of the Wild. I've played Breath of the Wild several times now. It's just... Well, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna get electrocuted. Do I have to get electrocuted? Oh, do I have to do the other stairs? Hold on. That's not gonna work. If their stairs are down, my stairs aren't down on this side. And I can't see if they're down or not. Okay, they're down on my side. Are they down on the other side? I don't get to know. Am I supposed to just walk across the electricity? Oh. Wait, what the hell? This doesn't even touch me? What the friggin' hell? Yeah, the biggest complaint is that Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are getting like basically a phone GPS guide, and like the recipes get saved and stuff. And they're not bringing that over to OG people, and I feel like that is shafting them. What? Is there no way to go down to not... So what's the point of going down? If I go down to fight that ace trainer and then walk across the thingy, that doesn't give me access to a different button. Oh, it's a ramp thing. I see it. Oh, I wanted to be on the wrong different side of the button. My bad. Okay, so I go up, and then I go down, and then I fight the idiot. I don't understand why they can make this, but then not give it... Why they can make the app connection, but then not give access to it for people on Switch 1. They can. They are choosing... Oh god, it's the Steelix. They are choosing not to. And that, I think, is the thing that's frustrating me, is they're actively... They're actively choosing not to, and I think that's the thing that bugs me the most. Did I say before I fought this guy? I think I did. Why is there a Steelix in here? No. You having Thunderfang does not give you reason for being in here, sir. This is not a steel gym. We already fought the steel gym. That was the steel ground rock gym of Rourke's dad. Why the hell are you here? I've used so many X items in this game. I have never used X items before. This is the weirdest thing. Did I do 3 stacks of defense? I don't know. No, because I wasn't at 6, multiple of 3. Okay, that's the 3rd stack of defense. Ah! How dare you use Screech? I'm building my defense, you piece of nonsense. Oh my god, I swear to god, you stupid snake. Stop that. Okay. Avoid. 2. Interesting, he's not doing the move that can actually hurt me, which is Bulldoze. It's interesting that it's programmed to use Iron Tail and Thunder Fang, even though it has Bulldoze. Interesting. I have to leave to go heal, because I don't have any other... I'm gonna run out of power gems. What a good sheep. Medicham? Okay. It's interesting that so far the Pokemon that have been the most irritating have been Onix, Steelix, Quagsire, and Gastrodon. What was that other Pokemon that was like immune to electric? I don't remember. We just fought it not that long ago too. Oops. Not that one. Yeah, okay. By the way, I love that that rock is a Snorlax. Just want to put that out there. Oddly enough, I feel like I healed more in my casual playthrough against this gym than I am with a singular Pokemon. Oh wait, no, we can go this way. Who builds their town like this? Just curious. Okay. I dislike that the puzzles reset. I mean, I get it, but I also dislike it. Because I have to basically solve them again in order to get back to where I want to be. Which I feel is irritating. Go around the corner! Thank you, okay. Before. Have I not? I don't want to fight you. Go away. I just ran in front of him when I left the gym. How did I not aggro him? I don't know where I saved. I don't want to fight him. This is why suspend points should exist for this game. What time is it? 1:20? Okay. Okay. I can't believe this electricity doesn't hurt you. It's just for show. It's so irritating. What's the point of this? This doesn't give me access to a new button. What's the point of this? This doesn't give me access to a new button. sucker. Oh, okay. I did not grab more X items when I was out of here, so that's bad. Let's get this done. He's so like, he's proto Larry. He's proto Larry. I swear to God, if he has a CLX, I'm quitting and going to make lunch. Oh my God, right? You can know Earthquake. I just realized that. Did the last Raichu we fight have like a notch taken out of its tail? Am I insane? Why do you know Surf? Why was that a critical hit? No. We are not opening with a critical hit on me. No. That is not happening. It just is not. You know, overall, I feel like so far this game has not taken too long. It would have taken eons longer if we were forced to level up Helios or Eos within this game, and we couldn't move them out to another game to get faster experience in a different file. So if we just stayed contained in this game, that would have been bad. Yeah, see, I'll take Volt Switch over Surf. Normal fighting? Good. Okay. It's interesting that he's using Volt Switch instead of... Surf. I think after this gym I'm gonna quit and go make lunch anyways. Is that supposed to be like surfing Raichu, but then you don't see it actually surfing? Oh, frig. Surf is a special attack, so I would need to up my special defense for that. That's irritating. But one power gem almost killed it. I think I only have one stack of special up right now, so let me do 2. I'm gonna need so many items when we go to the Pokemon League. Chat, we're already like level 62. Interesting. Volt Switch doesn't have priority of me knocking out the Pokemon. I swear to God. Ah! It has Intimidate! Every single one that you run into has Intimidate! Every single one! Oh, goodbye. That was a very long introduction to the bump 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 song. So, the Meltan. So, where is Beacon? No, that's a Meltan badge. So, where's Jeff? If he didn't get the 8th badge, where's Jeff? Oh God, he's gonna fight me as soon as we get out of the gym, isn't he? Let me save. Because I bet Jeff is waiting for us outside the gym, because Jeff hasn't challenged this gym yet. I do love and hate that once you defeat the gym leader, the minions don't attack you anymore. I love that because on your way out, you can just walk in front of the ones that you had avoided. But I hate it as well because, like, if you wanted to get money or experience out of them, you can't now. Okay, let's go to the Pokemon Center. That's all 8 batches. We have defeated Team Galactic, we have taken care of Palkia, and we have all 8 batches. I guess the next thing is the League. Unless there's something with Jeff happening. Which reminds me, when we get out of here, I should go to Veilstone and buy stuff. Okay, he hasn't invaded me. Head for the Pokemon League. Okay. Where is the Pokemon League? I actually don't know. Yeah, I actually kind of don't know where the Pokemon League is. Okay, so let's go ahead and buy. Let's buy, I don't know, like 17 max potions. Let's buy a couple more hyper potions. Do I have an antidotes? I do have antidotes, okay. I don't know if I need ice heals or awakenings, so let's leave those. And then I need to grab X items. So let's buy. I have no idea how many I need. Let's buy 24, 30. Let's buy 30. X defenses. Let's buy 24 special attacks. Let's buy a couple of special defenses. And let's buy a couple of speeds as well. I don't know if the speed ones are actually going to help, but let's just grab them anyways. And then let's sell. There's no reason to have a revive because if the Pokemon knocks out, we're done anyways. So there's no reason for that. I really don't need any of the berries. I don't need a fist plate. That's for fighting moves. I don't need a sticky barb. And I don't need a dusk stone. And I don't need icy rock either. I don't need really any of these TMs. Yeah, I don't really need any of the TMs. And then can I sell anything here? No! Okay, but that gave us enough that, like, if we need to buy something else, we can, so that's good. We have a bunch of repels, so that's good. Let me fight a wild Pokemon to level up, because we're basically about to level up. Where's the Pokemon League? It's part of Sunny Shore? Are you sure? Anyway, let me go ahead and find a Pokemon to level up, and then let's find our way to the Pokemon League. I think it's the island north of where we are at. Or the other island, sorry. How do I get into that grass? There we go. Because I just want to level up. It's a Buizel! Or sorry, Floatzel! It's the evolution of the Buizel. Ow. It just hit once? No, okay, it's more than that. Ding! Perfect. That's what I wanted to see. Okay. Oh, is it Jasmine? Do we need to talk to the girl from Johto? Is that how that works? Where is she? What is this building? Oh, it's a market of stickers. Okay. She's in such a cute dress. I just noticed that. My gosh. Okay. Oh, okay. I need to sail north to get to the Pokemon League. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. And you need Jasmine to get Waterfall. Got it. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. That makes sense. Sorry, I was seeing if someone might have been live who we could raid. I don't see anyone. Well, yeah, not really. Okay, so let me save. Water tiles are all tall grass tiles, aren't they? Ah, I wanted to avoid you now. Okay, I'll try one more time to avoid the person. And if I get seen, I'm just going to quit and go make food because I am hungry. And I want to have food in me well before 4 p.m. when I go to Pokemon this afternoon. And I can take the time in between to do a little bit of crochet stuff. You know, I kind of like that Ilka is very proud of the fact that they developed a Pokemon game. In big, gigantic letters, it says Ilka, right? Instead of like made by Game Freak, it's Ilka. I like that. Not escape ropes, repels. Did that get used? Yeah. Ah! No, I want to be on the... That's weird. I didn't assume that I could go on that. Okay. Let me see. Ah! No! Ah! Okay. Okay. Oh my god, I forgot how pretty the water was in this game. Look at that. Look at the ripples. Do I just go straight? Is that where we go? It's just up. Ah! Oh, I thought he was looking down! One more. I just want to get to the Pokemon League. That's all I want to do. I might have to just quit and go make food because I keep saying that. And the more I say it, the hungrier I get. And I know it's going to take a little bit to cook my food. So... I totally thought that guy was facing down. Oh, gosh, the girls. Okay, let me save now that I'm past them. Look at this. Look at this beautiful water. Like, okay. Does he spin? I don't think he spins. It's over here. I have to go past him. Okay. We're going to save that for next time. We're going to save fighting the swimmers for next time. Because I feel like it is important to go and get food and take care of myself and all those lovely things that you need to do to stay alive. Alrighty. Is Switch 2 out today? Or is it out in like a couple of days? I don't remember. Either way. All right. So tomorrow I likely will not sorry, I'm looking at the they changed the Nintendo online membership window and it looks interesting now. There's Ocarina of Time. There's Ocarina of Time. There's Ocarina of Time icons. If ever there was a reason for me to buy NSO plus Nintendo 64, it is this. Darn it! I'm not going to, right? Like, I actually kind of like my icon, but like, they're so cute. Them doing this, the elements are available until 6:30. So them doing this for the month of the Switch 2 release tells me that they're concerned that people are not going to, that sales are going to be down to some degree. Otherwise, why are they promoting like Ocarina of Time and Zelda stuff as part of like the Switch 2 release, right? Like it's kind of an interesting thing. Yeah, the Adventure of Link, Zelda 2, and then the Ocarina of Time ones are the two boosted ones. Interesting. Alrighty. Well, there's a Game Boy one that's got the classic Game Boys as multiple colors, and then Game Boy Colors. That's kind of cute. And then there's a Game Boy Advance shell one you can get to. And that's got the Advance SP, and then like the handheld Famicom looking thing. It's kind of interesting. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. Go get food, get up, stretch your legs. I might be back this afternoon, post Pokemon, so after like 6:30 p.m. I might be back post Pokemon. I'm not entirely sure because I know what I would want to do is I want to do Star Rail and crochet and work on a seagull. And so that means I would not be giving Star Rail my full attention because I would be like going through either Divergent Universe to get the gems from that, or I would be doing an event that's a backlog event. And I'm going to be completely honest, none of those have my attention. So I would feel bad streaming those when I myself am not paying attention to them, is my logic with that. Alrighty, I will see you guys potentially later tonight, likely not. Potentially tomorrow, because tomorrow I am going into town, and then after I'm back from town, I may or may not have the energy to stream. I want to do more Kingdom Hearts practice. Again, I do need to finish my notes, so I've only noted to Monstro. So maybe tomorrow I might do some of the notes. We'll see. And then, what's that? That's Wednesday, and then Thursday. We'll see how we go, and then we'll be into Friday, Saturday. I might take Thursday of streaming off. We might take Wednesday and Thursday as like in the air off kind of idea. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday are going to be like, I'm trying to make them like the work days, right? Air quote work days of streaming and crocheting those days especially. So I'm going to plan for Friday as a stream, and I want to get either the Mareep done on Friday, or I want to play some more Echoes of Wisdom. I kind of want to get Mareep done because now that we're just at the Pokemon League, it feels so close. Like, other than leveling, there's not much else we can do to get past the Pokemon League, so that'll be really interesting. And I honestly do not remember if you can leave the Pokemon League midway. I think you can, because I remember fighting Cynthia isolated by herself. Like, I had to leave to go get stuff for my Sneasel to then fight her, is what I recall. So I think you can do the gym, the league peoples perhaps individually, and then you go back and fight. You just like walk through the rooms maybe. I'm not entirely sure. I know that wasn't the case in Gen 1, but I don't remember what it is for BDSP, honestly. So, anyway, I will see you guys later. Bye!